Hi, it's Dwyer. Happy Labor Day, everyone. September the 4th, 2023. Keeping it free.blogspot.com. Also, wealthspinning.blogspot.com. Let's talk money. But first, remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, it's important to know some great investors in history. One of them is John Templeton. And John Templeton had a famous quote, among many, but this particular quote said, "The investor who says this time is different, when in fact it's virtually a repeat of an earlier situation, has uttered among the four most costly words in the annals of investing." Now, before I go further, let me just say nothing I say in this video should be construed as investment advice. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, what I'm considering. I want you to have your own professionals help you with your portfolio, and I want you to do your own due diligence. Okay? Let me just say I love John Templeton, but we're going to say it here. This time it's different for Bitcoin. Let's explain. Now, I'm loyal to my paid crypto subscribers at Dwyer70905.substack.com. Again, that's Dwyer70905.substack.com. It costs $5 a month. But while I'm not going to get into the weeds on crypto, I will say this about Bitcoin, because it's a special time, right? Grayscale has won its lawsuit over the SEC. As a result, JP Morgan and former SEC Chairman Jay Powell have both expressed their beliefs that the SEC will eventually approve a spot Bitcoin ETF, which would be something new here in the United States. Right now, let me say Bitcoin has always had some whales, very wealthy people with significant Bitcoin holdings, but not like this. Right? BlackRock has a spot ETF application currently pending. So does Fidelity. Approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF will flood the Bitcoin market. Let me repeat that. Will flood the Bitcoin market with institutional money due to the increased transparency and ease of use, as well as the established long-term market reputations of BlackRock, Fidelity, and their established cohorts who would be governing the ETFs. Note further that the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is operating at a discount, and it's sizable. It's greater than 15%, even now, to its net asset value. This discount will likely disappear after the SEC approves a spot Bitcoin ETF application, and there are several pending. Moreover, inflation is running rampant in a number of emerging economies. This has spurred the use of cryptocurrency in Turkey, a NATO country where inflation is currently above 40%. Note that roughly half of the population of Turkey owns cryptocurrency. In Argentina, right, which looks like it's on the path to become a member of the BRICS, over 20% own cryptocurrency. Understand too, in Nigeria, and you need to look at the African continent, given that cryptocurrency allows you to do banking on your phone with a ledger record, right? In Nigeria, More than 22 million people own cryptocurrency. Right? Let's be clear here too. The African continent, according to some reports, has something like 1.4 billion people. Right? So I believe Bitcoin is a far bigger an investment story than artificial intelligence, AI. Right? The next halving for Bitcoin will be this coming April, just a few months from now. Halvings historically have been extremely bullish events. Not only in the months preceding a halving, but in the months after a halving. Please go online, do your own research. So I believe that now is the time to invest in Bitcoin, right? This is a special time. Not every time is, but this is a special time, right? I've been selling some investments that have been good for me to shift money over to Bitcoin. That's how big I view the opportunity. So, I've sold some EQT, right? Liquefied natural gas play. I have sold my Prologis holdings, right? Commercial real estate play. I will likely sell my Safehold holdings. And understand, I believe in these holdings. But I don't believe in diversification for the sake of diversification. I believe that if you see an investment opportunity that represents Secretariat, you need to hop on that horse. I believe that's Bitcoin right now. Let's be clear too. As I make this video, Bitcoin is down below $26,000 a coin. Right? Understand, it's not like Bitcoin is doing that well. This isn't momentum trading where I'm hopping on the hot horse. No, no, no. This is the situation where I've owned Bitcoin for a while. I've looked at the Bitcoin cycles, and I see the cycle starting here. I also see upside we've never seen before in Bitcoin by the fact that people like Larry Fink, the head honcho at BlackRock, are now interested in running spot Bitcoin ETFs for his investors. So just understand, I think everything else pales in comparison to Bitcoin as an investment over the next 6 to 12 months. I do own a small amount of NVIDIA. You heard me mention artificial intelligence earlier, right? I do expect NVIDIA to continue to greatly outperform over the next 6 to 12 months. But understand, while NVIDIA could well 2x, that pales in comparison to what I believe Bitcoin is going to be able to do. Right? Let me also say too, I still believe in some other investments, right? Gold, silver, copper, Google, which is heavily into AI, but which is also heavily into Waymo, which right now has robo-taxis operating in San Francisco. I believe that's going to be extremely bullish. And Microsoft, which owns a huge piece of OpenAI. Right? There are some other investments that I'm interested in, but I don't believe any of them is going to match Bitcoin's performance over the next 6 to 12 months. Let's also just deviate slightly here, and let's talk about interest rates. Right? I expect interest rates to remain high. Now, I've talked with friends. Most of them are engineers, right? It's interesting. I knew a bunch of people before they declared majors, and then they all went into engineering, right? Tells you how my friends think. They seem to be of the mindset that the Fed has inflation totally under control. Let's just say there's a difference of opinion. I don't think they do. I think interest rates are going to go much higher. What I want people to do is to just consider right here the idea that 4% on a 30-year is simply ridiculous, right? If interest rates go higher, just understand that many of these bonds are going to fall in value, right? Why would I lock up money over 30 years at 4% a year when real interest rates might actually get to be much higher than that, right? I want people to just understand that there are ways where you can fade long-term bonds, right? Let me name one. You do your own research, right? It's Direxion's TMV fund, right? It shorts 20 plus year treasuries. Give it a look. You don't have to be the huge risk taker in actually shorting stocks. You now have inverse ETFs that can do the heavy lifting for you. Now, just understand, I believe so much in Bitcoin that while I'm looking at the plays on the board, and I'm always going to keep track of situations that I believe are desirable on the board, right? I'm not pursuing some of the plays I've mentioned because I believe Bitcoin is going to be a much more compelling story over the next 6 to 12 months, and because there's an opportunity cost involved when you pursue something that isn't going to get you the rate of return of your favorite investment, right? So just understand, those are my thoughts. I know many people look at the crypto community as a lost community. I understand there's some very well-known people right now on YouTube talking about Bitcoin dropping below $20,000 a coin and what have you, right? I'm from the other camp. I've been through bullish and extremely bearish Bitcoin markets. I've been through prior halvings, right? Just understand, you have a halving coming up. You have a situation you have not had before in Bitcoin, where it looks like a spot Bitcoin ETF application is going to be granted within the next few months. I know they've slowed it down. I understand Gensler is going to be in front of Congress twice this month. Okay, we get all that, right? But you need to understand the price swings you're seeing in Bitcoin are going to start to moderate when institutional money starts pouring into the space. And I believe that's going to happen in just a few months. Even if it doesn't, just understand that historically, Bitcoin halvings have been extremely bullish, right? So, of all the plays on the board, and as I said, I love gold, I love silver, I love copper, right? Of all the plays on the board, right? And I know there's some others, right? Digital data centers. Okay, fine. DLR, some other plays. Okay, fine. But I believe of all of these plays, it's Bitcoin that's going to prove that this is a special time over the next 6 to 12 months, right? Not that I don't believe we're headed for a recession, but that's the general market. That's not this subsector. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. That's how I see the world. You let us know how you see the world. You let us know where I'm wrong or where we differ in the comment section of this YouTube video. Thanks for stopping by.